Hello, and welcome to Vanguard News. My name is Marcus Etienne.
And my name is Jordon Tullis. Here's the news that we have lined up for you today.
Recently, the Student Government Association for the University of North Georgia voted to alter class schedules in fall 2017. Classes will be scheduled on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays instead of just Mondays and Wednesdays. We asked a few students for their opinions on this change.
I'm a first-year student, so it didn't really affect me. I was in high school last year, so it was every single day for me. So 3 days a week compared to 5 days a week is still a lot less.
I think it's kind of lame. Yep, and it's kind of lame. It sucks. It messes up like with the time schedule. Like if you work a lot too, it's not very convenient for you, especially if you have like labs and other classes to take at the same time. It just sucks. Yeah.
I don't think that's such a bad thing because it gives you more time to review and more time to study. So I think it could be a good thing.
I feel it affects me a little bit. I work, and having that extra Friday where I need to go to classes but also don't really have it available for work kind of really does affect me in a way. So I don't mind it, but it does make me have to take a lot into consideration.
Last Saturday, UNG men's and women's basketball team played Georgia College. I checked the games out to see how they went. I'm here at Memorial Hall, where the Georgia College Bobcats visited the UNG's basketball team. The Bobcats came into this game with a win from the previous game, and the UNG's basketball team came to this game with a loss. This is how the game went.
Going to the second half, UNG was up 27-26. Late in the fourth quarter, UNG was up 60-55 when Desmond found Garrett DeBose on the hoop and dunks it to cut the lead to 3. After a Bobcats timeout, Tara got fouled and sunk both free throws to extend UNG's lead 62-57. The next possession, Bobcats hit a 3, put the score 62-60. After that, Sean sinks both free throws to put UNG up 64-60. Now a 2-possession game, Bobcats go down the court to cut the lead, but UNG's defense gets the ball back to hold on to a 64-60 win at Memorial Hall.
Can you tell me about the thoughts about today's game?
Well, obviously it was a pretty hard-fought game. They lead the team in defensive field goal percentage, and they kind of, first half you saw they held us to 28%. So it was kind of their type of game, and then I thought we played pretty well defensively really the whole game. But second half we were able to get some stops and get out and get some runs in transition, and we ended up shooting 62% second half. So that's obviously we'll take that. So I think the difference was we got some stops and we were able to get out and convert in transition. But definitely a hard-fought game by both teams.
With this win, the Nighthawks are now 12-10.
At the start of the game, the Lady Bobcats were looking to strike first. Sydney Cleveland throws up a 3 for the Bobcats and misses. The next possession, Julie Mackay hits a jumper for 2. Later in the fourth, the game was close with UNG up by 1, 55-54. Then Dean Blankenship hits the reverse layup to put UNG up. Cleveland feeds it to Brianna Davis, then shoots the 3 to tie and misses. Jordan Lissa hits both free throws after getting fouled to put UNG up 59-54. After this, the Lady Nighthawks hold on to win it. Mackay finished the game with 22 points. Can you tell me what's your thoughts about tonight's game or today's game?
I thought it was a great performance from everybody on the team. Like everybody did something defensively or offensively that helped us just push through and get the win. And I think that's what we need to continue to do and bring it for every single game that we have left.
Gotcha. What's going through your thoughts throughout your head throughout the last few minutes of the game?
We have to win. We have to stop the turnovers, get good shots, and play solid D.
What do you think made a difference in today's game?
I think the energy throughout everybody from like the bench and everybody else on the court. I think we all had the same mindset about coming out and beating Georgia College tonight, and we definitely did that.
All right. So what do you think the team can do to improve for next game?
Bring that same energy. Like we know that we could beat every team that we face, and We just have to continue to think that and believe in that and trust it.
With this win, the Lady Nighthawks are now 17-5. I'm Marcus Etienne, Vanguard News.
A little-known fact about the University of North Georgia's Gainesville campus is that there is a junior Olympic-sized pool located in the Hughes Mills Physical Education Center. A lesser-known fact is the Continuing Education Department offers swimming lessons at this pool every Tuesday evening from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The next lesson takes place on February 28th. Lessons can also be scheduled by contacting Ken Harrison. However, this service is limited and not available at all times.
On Thursday, February 16th, Lanier FC played Goon Squad and Green Tea played the Nighthawks in an indoor intramural soccer game. I covered both games, and this is how these games went.
On Thursday, on February 16th, the Nighthawks faced Green Tea at Hugh Mills Physical Education Center. They met up for an indoor intramural soccer match, and this is how the game went. At the beginning of the game, Green Tea took the ball first. They took the ball up court looking to strike first. After Nighthawks goalie blocks it, Green Tea was looking to score with a corner kick. During the corner kick, Nighthawks defender clears it. The game remains scoreless for the remainder of the first half, with the score at 0-0. In the beginning of the second half, the Nighthawks took the ball first. After a long second half, the game was still scoreless, with the score at 0-0. So the game went to penalty kicks to determine a winner. Green Tea was up first, but their kick was way above the goal. Nighthawks took it, was blocked by Green Tea's goalie. Green Tea's kick was wide left. Then it was time for Dominic Lopez to kick for the Nighthawks. He kicks it, and the ball between the goalie's legs to give Nighthawks the lead in PKs. It was do or die for Green Tea, and Green Tea died as Nighthawks goalie blocked it to seal the victory for the Nighthawks.
Can you tell me your thoughts about today's game?
My thoughts? My thoughts? Oh, okay. So I thought, we had a pretty good game. Overall, I didn't expect to go to penalties. My team played good.
So what was going on through your head through PKs?
Through PKs? Well, my team's pretty good at PKs. It's a small goal, so we really had to choose our best players wisely. So, luckily I got to score the winning goal for our team. It gives us another lead for today.
So what does the Nighthawks do better in the next game and keep improving the season?
Nighthawks just need to make sure that they play the ball on the ground. We have a lot of air balls and a lot of balls that keep being intercepted. I would like for Nighthawks to improve on touch. Most of all, get control, and most of all, lead most of the game. I don't like to lose, but lead most of the game.
It was Lanier FC that took the ball at the beginning of the first half, but it was Goon Squad that struck first, beginning of the first half. Let's check that in slow-mo. Connor made Lanier FC player look silly by kicking the ball between his legs. John had a goal for Goon Squad, somehow scoring while falling to the ground. Let's check that in slow-mo. At the end of the half, it was Goon Squad 2, Lanier FC 0. Goon Squad took the ball at the beginning of the second half. Alex added another one for Goon Squad. Then the comeback began with Hunter's goal late in the second half. Tristan continues to come back for Leonard FC as he scored a goal just over a minute left to go in the game. Leonard FC tries to tie to make the score 3-3, but shoots but misses it. Still under a minute left to go in the game. Still have a chance for Leonard FC. Shoot but misses it. Lanier FC can add another goal to tie the game and make it 3-3. So Gooden Squad ends up winning it 3-2.
Can you tell me about your thoughts on today's game?
It was hard fought. Really, it was just came down to the last like 5-10 minutes, and we put 2 goals over on 3-0. We decided just to take it easy, and really that's all I can say. It was hard fought.
So what was going on whether Valentine make that comeback? What was going on through your head?
My head, I just kept faith, honestly, because I knew that we would be able to pull it out. But, we didn't play enough team defense, and I think that's what came down to.
So what do you think how to do for next week to get better?
Honestly, I think we just need to stay committed as a team and just play good team defense, like I said before, because we were just slacking off at the end, and all of a sudden we get away with them. But other than that, we keep up the good work and keep the effort up. I think we'll be all right.
I'm Marcus Etienne, Vanguard News.
Now we will go to our news correspondent, Ariana Cervantes, who talked to some students on the Gainesville campus about their role as a student worker and how they came to be student workers.
Mainly because it was close jobs, classes, and easy to apply.
I was influenced by my sister who was a student worker, and I love the idea of being able to get paid to do homework, basically, because I sit here and I make sure nobody starts a fight, and I turn the music on and off and do my homework. So.
Well, it's convenient because I don't have to go off campus in order to make money, which is great, and the way I do it is with federal work study, which is a great system. It's pretty much free help for the school because the school isn't directly paying its students. It's a government-funded program. So.
I decided to be a student worker because actually a friend recommended to me after applying for federal work study and looking at the job board and that sort of thing, and I was a freshman at that time, so I really wanted to gain some sort of job experience.
But I really like my job. I only work 10 hours a week, and I have a really flexible schedule.
Well, I like tutoring and helping students in general, so I realize that sometimes what I get as a concept is not easy to others. So I realize that we all have different strengths and weaknesses, and it's always better to just help each other, because maybe that person can help me in another subject that I don't understand. So it's always better to just help everyone else.
These various workers also give insight as to the pros and cons of having a job on campus as opposed to a traditional job off campus.
It's just a short walk to work and then back. Hours are very convenient for the student because obviously they know that you have classes, you have things, and so it's pretty easy to fit in hours where you need them.
I think definitely one of the pros is that you can make your own schedule. Upper heads are very considerate of what it's like to be a student and having homework and having different things going on, so they understand what it's like and they're very considerate. For example, if you tell them, well, my professor offered an extra credit opportunity but it's during work hours, they'll let you go because they understand that your studies come first. That's definitely one of the pros.
The pro, I guess, is that you're always on campus and you can always have access to different, mentors of sorts, because they will give you resources and leadership qualities, of course. And
we're doing reflections
they
right now,
can be
and
used as references in the future, not just at that very
plan.
moment. The con, I would assume, that I have now is just the timing, honestly, because if you don't have the correct time schedule, I guess, organization and planning, it just cannot work, and sometimes they're not as flexible depending on the job, but also it could be better for your circumstance if you don't have much access to a car, so that's also a good point.
The pros are getting to know the staff here at UNG, especially in student involvement. The cons, it can get a little rowdy in here, very loud, sometimes difficult to do the homework that I want to do, but it's a pretty nice place to work.
Don't have to worry about being late to your classes or being late to work.
Pros, they always work around your schedule, so you're able to have and develop time management skills. and also the fact that, you know, I'm a student worker for the College of Education and also for the Foreign Language Lab. It's just connecting with people. I absolutely loved that. Another pro would probably be sometimes when you have like slow days in the office, it's a good opportunity for you to catch up on your homework and stuff. And at least my boss was very laid back with that, so it was really good. And cons, I can't really think of cons besides the fact that when it gets really busy in terms in the lab or like at the College of Education, you have to be very up on your feet all the time and also have a lot of time management skills and get your work done ahead before all the appointments and all the labs are due. But yeah.
So, as you can tell, working on campus can be to your benefit. For more information, you can head over to the Financial Aid Office located in the Student Center on the Gainesville campus.
Valentine's Day has just passed, which means many people made various plans within these last few days. Our news correspondent, Ariana Cervantes, went out to the field to see how people felt about Valentine's Day and whether or not they had anything planned for that day.
I don't really have that big of an opinion on it. I think it's great for people who are in a relationship, so, which is not me, but that's okay.
I like Valentine's Day purely because there's discounted candy afterwards, and I'm kind of a fat kid at heart, but I'm also, like, it's just, for me, it's an excuse for me to, like, treat my friends and treat, you know, if I have a boyfriend at the time, treat my boyfriend to, like, whatever I want to give him, but I almost never celebrate Valentine's Day on this actual day. It never ever works out, but even if it does, we'd rather actually go to some place we like instead of something more fancy and have to wait like 3 hours for a table, which is just stupid.
I feel it is a holiday created by Hallmark to sell cards.
I like it. It's okay.
Valentine's Day, in my opinion, since it falls on a weekday, you know, it's kind of stupid. The reason why I say this is because, you know, you never know if you're going to be with this person forever and it's just an excuse to go someplace and then sit on the benches for hours because you're not able to get a table.
I love it. I think it's just a fun time of year, whether you're single or not. It's a time to eat a lot of junk food and just really have a good time with friends.
I like it. I mean, I guess when you're single, you make a bigger deal about it than when you're in a...
While the verdict about Valentine's Day varies, everyone still made some type of plans in celebration.
I'm going to the Sweetheart Ball in Dahlonega and then a Valentine's Day themed swing dance.
I do. A friend of mine and I are going to the UNG production of Much Ado About Nothing to see our friend perform.
Yes, my goddaughter. We're going to go out shopping together. And you know what? Might take her on a little dance, you know, kind of like a goddaddy, goddaughter date, sort of. You know, show how a real man treats a lady.
Not on the day itself, but on the day after. I took the day off work, and me and my boyfriend are gonna stay around the house, order pizza, and then maybe go get like a fancy dessert at the grocery store.
I'm probably going to wait till the day after and then buy some cheap candy.
Me and my boyfriend are gonna go eat, and we're gonna take out 2 of my single friends with us.
Me and my girlfriends are having a party at their apartment, so it's just gonna be a bunch of girls. We're gonna each bring something to eat, so just kind of like an appetizer night, kind of.
And with that, Vanguard News wishes everyone a happy Valentine's Day, whatever your plans may be.
I visited the Nut Brewery, located in Gainesville, near the UNG campus, to see how locals felt about the new brewery. Let's see what they had to say.
The Nut Brewing Company is located inside Gainesville's historic building in Jacoby Mill, just down the road from the University of North Georgia's Gainesville campus. The more than 19,000 square foot warehouse is decorated with tall brick walls, high wooden ceilings, a large copper front door, and windows covering the entire side of the building. The taproom houses 30 beer barrels and a tasting room large enough to hold up to 300 people. The building was developed by Johnson & Johnson in 1927 as a textile mill. The building later stored their administrative facilities as the mill expanded. The mill and the surrounding buildings were registered in the National Register of Historic Places. The building, at the time, was innovative contextually, with the giant windows and lighting. All of these things helped the building into historic preservation. So one of the things Nut Brewing Company tried to do is keep the building within its natural identity, but at the same time bring it up to the modern times. Patrons today see a little of the historical context the building once held, as well as new industrial architecture. Another thing the taproom offers is a fun game of cornhole. Mark Breyer and friends started playing as soon as the brewery opened. Other than the cornhole, Breyer tells us what he likes about Nut Brewery.
I like this one. It's a lot bigger than the other ones. There's, it seems like there's more of like a chill atmosphere, and it's not so crowded, which I like tight, which I it's nice.
The tasting room is open Wednesdays through Sundays. Tours of the brewery are conducted during open hours, and the tours include a guided walkthrough of the taproom, a souvenir glass, and 36 ounces of beer samples, all for $15. Frankie, Savannah, and Ben Puckett, first-timers at the brewery, tells the Vanguard their favorite beer.
I like the double IPA.
I like the mango blonde. That one sounds good. Yep.
The Leaping Lena red is wonderful.
The brewery may be popular among the students and locals, but the Nut Brewing Company hasn't had their copper doors open for very long. CEO and founder, Pap Data, talks about how they came to be.
So basically the project started back in 2013, but we acquired the building in 2015, and in 2016 of March, we started and brewed our first batch. We opened the tap room about September of this past year. So really we haven't been in business quite a year yet.
Nut Brewery has been busy ever since opening their doors to create new and exciting beers for their many fans. The Vanguard got to speak to the head brewer, Jason Ford, who, when it comes to the beer, relies on batches that he had brewed in the past, along with the ideas of his head research and development partner, Rick Flynn.
About a couple of Decembers ago, I met the guys here from Nut and was approached by them, and I thought I was at a good place in my life and experience-wise to take the plunge and build my own brewery. So we signed the lease March, almost 2 years ago, and came into this place and we tore it down, built it back up to what you see now, and it's been a lot of fun. I really draw upon the experiences of all the breweries that I worked for previously. A lot of plumbing, electrical, a lot of construction. So I learned a little bit about all of those things and kind of built on the current knowledge that I already possessed. When it comes to brewing beer, I rely upon some batches that I've created in the past. I also work side by side with my head of research and development, Mr. Rick Foote, who's a fantastic award-winning home brewer, who's also a certified beer judge. He and I collaborate on the beers here at Nut Brewing Company.
Jason looks at what is interesting in the markets, as well as considering beers he enjoys drinking.
We like to source local ingredients as much as possible. Beers like our Shade Tell Nutty incorporate pecans that are grown right here in the state of Georgia. We get those from Warner Robins. The Stinger Rye, which will be launched in the market in spring of this year, incorporates honey that was actually harvested from North Georgia from wildflower honey. Local's always going to be the driving factor in a lot of our flavors and what we're shooting for. We want to keep it indigenous to Georgia and Gainesville if we can, but primarily the South, and then just kind of whatever we're interested in beyond that, we'll try to source locally as much as possible, and that's kind of our approach.
The Nut Brewing Company plans on bottling their products soon. Bottling is a cheaper way to sell their beer. In the future, Nut Brewery hopes to start canning their drinks.
Students on UNG's Gainesville campus commute from various surrounding areas to attend class on a daily basis, and many come from Athens each day. Athens is home to the neighboring college, the University of Georgia. But Athens is more than that. It is a city with a rich history. The tree that owns itself, which is a white oak that, according to legend, has legal ownership of itself and within 8 feet of its base, stands at the end of the only cobblestone street left in the area, located at the intersection of Finley and Deering Street. Another historical spot in Athens is The Grill, located on Gainesville Avenue, a 50s-style diner that is known for its burgers and feta dressing. The Grill opened in 1981, making it the second oldest restaurant in the downtown Athens area. There is also the University of Georgia's original campus just behind the arch, on the other side of Broad Street. This area on campus is still in use today. However, it houses mostly administrative buildings and meeting halls now instead of actual classes. It is also home to the law library. On February 4th, the Al-Huda Islamic Center of Athens held an open house from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. At this time, anyone curious about the Islamic faith were welcome to tour the mosque and ask questions to learn more about the culture and traditions. Visitors began by taking off their shoes at the door of the mosque to preserve the building's intricate carpet. Visitors were invited to participate in many activities and booths to explore the traditions of the Muslim faith. The open house included guided tours of the mosque, henna tattoos, a booth to receive free bangles and hijabs, and a booth where visitors could write their names in Arabic calligraphy. The event brought a large number of people from the community and introduced people to Islamic traditional artwork and scripture. The main goal of the open house was to bring awareness about the Muslim faith into the Athens community.
iTrack Motorsports is an experience like no other. It's a way to bring car fanatics and gearheads of all ages and skill levels together for a diverse driving experience. It combines two drastically different driving styles for the spectators and the drivers alike to enjoy, including precision of grip racing and the guns-out flair of drifting. iTrack owner Matthew Brewick said, with events like our Friday drift and grip events, drivers are able to get on track without the need for a purpose to build a car. It's all about the experience for us, and we want to have an outlet for everyone. His goal is simply to offer fun, affordable seat time to drivers of all skill levels and aspects of the motorsports community. iTrack Motorsports has 5 more events scheduled at the Raceplex near Gainesville this year, and they possibly have more to come. This past Monday, our news correspondent, Ariana Cervantes, visited the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta to explore the famous Georgia attraction. Let's have a look.
If you're a Georgia local or just somebody seeking some fun within the metro Atlanta area, I recommend checking out the Georgia Aquarium. Adventure awaits! Aquarium in the Western Hemisphere. From 2005 to 2012, the Georgia Aquarium was the largest in the world until Singapore opened Marine Life Park. The aquarium opened up on November 23, 2005, and houses more than 100,000 animals from 500 different species. In total, the tanks that hold these animals contain more than 10 million gallons. Of admission, which varies on the day as well as the season, patrons to the aquarium get to enjoy multiple shows and interactive exhibits too. Many children enjoy the hands-on interaction with aquatic life. For the spring and summer 2017 seasons, the Georgia Aquarium has 7 galleries, all corresponding to a specific aquatic environment. These galleries include the AT&T Dolphin Tail Show, the SunTrust Pier 225 Seal Show, Coldwater Quest, Tropical Diver, Southern Company its alternating gallery is the Aquanaut Adventure, a discovery zone. So what are you waiting for? Wrangle up your family and friends and head on over to the Georgia Aquarium. And remember,
And your trip's not complete until you get yourself a souvenir.
for more information, visit georgiaaquarium.org.
That's all we have for this week. I'm Marcus Etienne.
And I'm Jordon Tullis signing off. Join us on our next newscast to keep up to date with what's happening on campus and within the local community.